I thought you were actually segueing to this.
Yep.
Elite segue, by the way.
Mm.
Eric Pincus threw this out over the Thanksgiving weekend, and we haven't had a chance to really get into it. How the Golden State Warriors could swing a Jay Crowder deal, or what would be enough in addition to Crowder for the Warriors to sacrifice some prospects. So the gist of the article is we're a couple weeks away from trade season. I don't think anyone's making a trade before the new year, but Jay Crowder's not playing. Everyone knows he's available. People think Jakob Poeltl's available at the Spurs expiring contract / a team who clearly wants Wembanyama more than winning right now. Could be some other players. We don't really know what Utah wants to do. They had a really good start to the season, but I feel like reality's starting to hit them. Yep. And they feel like a team who's going to unload a guy for future prospects any way you want to slice it. We talked about it earlier. It does feel like the Warriors, the core is good enough to win a title. They just need another vet, maybe two, to A, bolster the bench, B, get them there in one piece, right?
Yep. They need to make. I think the big concern is they need to make it to the end of 82, man. You're not, the fact that they're not 18-2 requires them to make it to the end of 82. So what are some of the options that he mentions, right? Classic names, like you said, Poeltl, Crowder, Olynyk. Here, I'm going to get this one take off before you go on the rest of the guys. What is this infatuation with Jay Crowder? He's not, I don't.
I like Crowder.
I don't know if I would trade Wiseman for him. I guess I would. And you got to make contracts work and all of that. But he's not a great defender. He's definitely not a point of attack either, which is what the Warriors need. He's not this wing guy. He's not like PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker is awesome. And I don't think Crowder's that guy. He's not a great 3-point shooter. He shoots a lot of them. Streaky, exactly. And so maybe I get annoyed because I watch Crowder on the Suns and I watch him on these other teams, and he's just kind of an annoying guy, especially like Draymond's annoying, but he's great. Jay Crowder's annoying, but he's like not like, I would rather have, like, again, PJ Tucker. He might be washed though. I don't get the infatuation with him. I would much rather have a Jakob Poeltl. I mean, I think that's the kind of the guy. I mean, Miles Turner you can throw in there too. Kelly Olynyk's another guy. That makes sense. But I just think the stuff with Crowder where it's like, let me make treating him like a blue chip guy. It doesn't work.
Let me make the case for Crowder, because nothing you said is wrong. He's not great at any one thing. He's just B- good at everything that he could play in every lineup. And in my opinion, the Warriors need guys who can help them complete lineups. Like Jay Crowder's a guy you can throw out there with Looney and Kuminga, and he's going to stand in the corner and play smart team defense and hit a couple open shots and swing the ball a little bit. Is Jay Crowder going to hit 5 threes? Probably not. Is Jay Crowder going to lock up Ja Morant? Probably not. But is Jay Crowder going to be a good team defender and be in the right place and let you play a full 5-man lineup? Yes. I feel like that's his value. He's not as good as Otto was for the Warriors, but it's the same concept where it's like those type of guys, by virtue of being smart enough to fit a role, make it easier for guys like Dante, Moody, Kuminga, Poole to play their role.
I think there's a bit of JaMychal Green with him where it's like, does he actually work in the Warrior system, or is he just going to be a 5? Where it's like, does he actually know how to pass or play in the offense? I'm not sure, because he spent his career standing in the corner shooting threes. So I do think there's a little bit of the JaMychal Green issue with him. I don't know, but I think the guy that they need is Poeltl. I also think that I would rather take a chance. If you're going to trade a Wiseman, I'd rather take a shot at someone like a Saddiq Bey, which is just a young wing guy. Maybe the Pistons look like they're giving up on him. He doesn't look like a guy that they want to play anymore. Mm-hmm. They might have to pay him, which they don't want to do. So I think that might be. I think that's something I'd rather do.
Yeah,
so Andrew Wiggins reclamation project type of thing.
So one, I don't hate that. I love Saddiq Bey, and he just screams a player who's going to look better in the Warriors system than in Detroit. Like, Villanova guy. Steve's gonna text Jay Wright. Jay Wright's gonna say positive things. Steve's gonna come into the office just feeling, amazing that he got another good one type of thing. I like that. I do think all things equal, I'd rather the Warriors get a front court player than a point of attack guy. I think if they get the right front court player, they can actually play Kuminga on the perimeter and have Kuminga be the guy who hounds guys the way GP2 did. And maybe Crowder's not the right front court guy, just to be clear. But the idea of this is, I hate to be like Otto Porter, but Otto Porter would have allowed them to play Kuminga at the 3 and Kuminga just to be the guy who hounds guys, right? Because Otto can space the floor and hit shots, and he's a smart team defender and he rebounds, right? So maybe that's Kelly Olynyk. Maybe it's Saddiq Bey, like you said. Jakob Poeltl is not that guy, but Poeltl's so good at being a center that it's worth just throwing in the okay, so you don't get the floor spacing for the big position you want. You get a bunch of other stuff from him that you do want, right? It'd be nice to have a Poeltl Looney 48-man combo there, right? Yeah. But it'd also be nice to have a big that you could play with Draymond and let him play the 5 a little bit too.
Kuminga figuring it out does solve a lot of problems. That is one thing that solves issues if Kuminga figures out how to play effective winning basketball.
That's my whole thing. Get me the right front court guy. We call him a big, but with the Warriors, Otto Porter's a big, right? If you get the right front court guy, Kuminga he won't be as good as GP2, but he can play that kind of that role. I think that's better than trying to get a backcourt guy personally.
There's also no back. I just don't think there's a guard defender out there that there's none. It's gone.
Yeah.
I don't think those guys are on the market.
Not right now. And so we'll see where it goes.
And the Warriors don't need a Gary Trent Jr. I saw him. Buddy Hield's name's always out there. Don't need him. Why the hell do the Warriors need more of those guys? They
got enough of that.
No, I would be in pain if those happened. So
just tell Clay he has a green light. You're good.
Yeah, for 2 of them. They just need goons. That's all they need.
But really, that's it. They just need to I feel like you're in a good position when all you're trying to find is I just need another good goon. It's much easier to find a goon than being the issue where it's I need a guy who can get me 20,
Well, then still the problem is, you can do that, but what are they going to give up for that?
Right. And that's kind of the question. And do they give up Wiseman? What does Wiseman even get you? Today it's not a lot. So it's I almost get the Warriors being we're not going to give him up. He's nothing, do you give Kuminga? No.
No, I wouldn't probably.
No. And so that's kind of the thing. And that's kind of why I don't think if a trade happens, it's definitely not happening December 15th. It's going to be February 3rd. We need another 20 games to figure out what everyone is before we get there.
Yeah.